Welcome to episode 11 of Talking Shirts. I'm Mike from Hull KR Shirts, and today I'm going to take you back to 1993, 1994. So today I'm going to look at the home shirt and the away shirt from 93 and 94. So I'm kind of going to couple them together in this episode and kind of give you like a dual look at two different shirts. It was Neil Riley who got in touch and suggested that I take a look at the 93-94 home shirt. So Neil, thank you very much for that, mate. And then I've decided that I'm going to do the away shirt in the same episode. With them both being replica shirts, I just wanted to sort of kind of give the episode a little bit more context. Unfortunately, I don't have any match worn representations from 93 or 94. So what I will be doing is keeping my eye out, and hopefully one day I'll be able to sort of get something. So let's turn our attention to the shirt. So naturally, it's a white shirt, obviously with a red band, which is kind of something that we do associate quite strongly with the Hull KR home shirt. With the introduction of the diamonds, which is kind of something that, apart from in 93-94, is something that we've not really seen too much of. So I'm not quite sure where the idea of that comes from, but it does kind of give the shirt a little bit more sort of design to it. If I'm really honest, it's probably not one of my favourite shirts, this one. However, I know a lot of people do love it, and it's definitely iconic in terms of Hull KR. It was produced by Match Winner, the Scottish company, who also produced some kits for Hull City at the same time, a little bit earlier, sort of from 1990. We was with Match Winner for a few seasons. As you know, they did shirts for our Rovers from 1989. So again, we did have those with us for quite a few years. The crest is quite interesting. Obviously, you've got like a navy outline to the club crest, and then you've got Hull Kingston Rovers, and then the RFC appearing in red. On the sleeves, just turn it around, you have more of the featuring of the diamonds, and then you also have the Rugby Football League banding on there as well. I absolutely love this badge. I love this badge. Nothing says 1990s Rugby League to me more than seeing this badge on there. Swinging it around to the back, so again we have more of the diamond featuring pattern across the back there. Again, it just kind of it does break up the white, but for me it's just not good. Don't like it. Again, sleeve detailing exactly the same as it is on the other side. So as we pull it back around to the front, something that I absolutely love about this shirt is the fact that it has a collar. Obviously we've got a small placket here with a couple of buttons in. And the thing I like the most is the collar is actually red underneath. Now, some people would like to see sort of where it may be unbuttoned with the collar up. So I think that kind of adds just to the aesthetics of it, really. I'll show you from the side, you'll probably see the red a little bit better. So when you're sort of looking at the shirt, it does kind of add to it the fact that your collar is kind of a dual colour, where you sort of have navy if it's folded down, and then if it's folded up, obviously you've got the red underneath. So that's the 93-94 home shirt. I am going to quickly cover the away shirt as well for you. And let's face it, this is a very unique style. But if we're going to talk about the away shirt, that's even more so. So I'll step up with the away shirt in just a couple of moments.
Red and White Dynamite is by the fans and for the fans. It features current topics as well as running through the history of our great club. Check them out on social media across Facebook and Twitter.
Right then, guys, welcome back to episode 11 of Talking Shirts. So you've seen us just quickly cover the home shirt there. So now I'm quickly going to take you on to the away shirt. So the away shirt, what can you really say about it? It's very unique, just to start to say the least. So the main body of the shirt, unbelievably, is actually white. That then kind of is coupled with a blue V, an orange V, some green, whatever these shapes are. And then basically it's kind of variations of diamonds, I think, right across the shirt, both front and back. Again, we have a collar. This time it's white on top and white underneath, with a small placket with a couple of buttons in. The club crest is actually got a green outline to it, with a white background, and then you've got Hull Kingston Rovers RFC featuring in blue. Again, we have the Match Winner logo on. So, on this shirt, you've kind of got the crest more featuring in a central point, opposed to it being in the natural position where you would normally see it above the lefters wearing it. Now, I think with this shirt, it works having the club crest in the middle. The reason is because you've kind of got this V coming down, instead of putting the John Smith branding across there, it does make it quite symmetrical to put John and Smiths going this way, and then to have the badge as sort of a central point, which is kind of, it's really low as well. It's sort of where you would normally expect to see your sponsoring across the front of the shirt. So, you know, as a one-off, I'm okay with that. Turning it around to the sides, again, as I spoke about on the home shirt, we have got the Rugby Football League badges on there. This time we've kind of got the orange 13, which does coordinate really well with the shirt, with the orange on the shirt. So just pulling it around to the back here. Again, you've kind of got the continuation of the blue V that was on the front in the back, and then again you've got the diamonds featuring, which are obviously blue orange, and then again they don't quite look like diamonds because they've got a flat finishing point at the bottom there, but that's what I'm going to call them. If anybody knows what they actually are, please let me know. Really intrigued to know that. So I'm just going to spin it back round to the front. We actually had John Smith's as a sponsor for quite a few seasons back in the 90s. It then went on to the 95 shirt as well, which was then replaced by Hull Brewery in for 96. But I just think that when you think of John Smith's and an iconic brand, obviously for bitter, it's such a strong brand to have sponsorship of. And you know, with some people have been quite critical over sort of sponsorship in the last sort of 15 years. And you think back to sort of John Smith's and you think, you know what, that was a really, really good sponsor to have. You know, in the early 2010s, they used to sponsor the Grand National. And obviously, as rugby league fans will know, the Huddersfield Giants Stadium is now known as the John Smith Stadium as well. So, you know, I think that might have been a bit of a coup for the club back in the early 90s to have John Smith's as a sponsor on their shirt. When you think about players that will have featured in these shirts in 93, 94, both the home and away, you think of people like Wayne Parker, Des Harrison, Bright Sodgy, Paul Fletcher. You know, there's people that have worn this shirt who are obviously, they are club legends. So even though the time on the pitch might not have been the most successful, you could argue that some of the players that was able to pull the shirt on and playing it for Rovers were really, really high standard. So that's everything for episode 11. So it's slightly different to what I've been doing. Let me know if you like the format of me covering the two shirts home and away from a season. If you've got anything you want me to cover, you know, feel free just to give me a shout, because I'm so passionate about Hull KR shirts and, you know, everything sort of shirt related to do with Rovers. It just allows me to sort of throw my enthusiasm at everybody, and I just think it's brilliant. So yeah, if anybody's got anything that they want me to do, feel free to sort of give me a shout, and I'll catch up with you soon. Thank you very much for watching.